Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I'm A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU, thank you so much for coming in and joining us. Today is, of course, what is today? Phrase Day, aka Friday, August 21st, 2026. Yeah. This show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 36-page document today. Where'd it go? It's somewhere around here. There. 37, my bad. It's pretty good show lined up for you. Look at all these tabs that we have to go through. Yeah. So, starting us off in the year 959, Arrakis became Bishop of Liege, became the 25th Bishop of Liege, specifically, according to other source. 1169, Battle of the Blacks, uprising by the Black African forces of the Fatimid army, along with a number of Egyptian emirs and commoners against Saladin. Huh! I never knew that happened. So a bunch of Islamists sent an army of blacks to go fight other Islamists under Saladin. Okay.
Black Islamists, I'm sure. Islamists.
Well, yeah. Well, most of Islam is in Africa.
True.
And everything. So, although there's a lot now in Europe. I mean, there used to be in Europe.
Yeah. Worldwide.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. They're trying to make it one.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is
religious throughout the world.
Yeah. Anyway, 1192, Minamoto Yoritomo became Sai Shogun and the de facto ruler of Japan. The traditional Japanese date is the 12th day of the 7th month of the raid years of the Kinkaku era, or 3rd years? I don't know. Hold on a second. There's another source, 1192. One moment, doing a live update. So. Hey, I'm just getting annihilated by the sneezing today. Here we go. Kenkiyu. Oh, wait. 3rd year. Okay, yeah, it is the 3rd year, so that's weird. 3rd year. 1264, Kublai Khan accepted the surrender of his younger brother, Arik Bok, at Xanadu at the end of the Mongol Civil War. Not to be confused with the Xanadu that we know today, in fiction, and Bill Gates' Xanadu. And all that stuff. 1321, 160 Jews were burned at the stake in Chinon, France. Why? What did they do? Was there a law against Jewishness or something? I'm gonna look that up here really quick, just to see if this gives me anything. Oh. Nope. Just telling you this. There's no easy article right out of the chutes. Is this? Oh, here it is. August 21st, Monastero de Boz. Alright. 170 members of the Jewish community in the town of Sedan near Tours in central France were accused of having poisoned wells in order to bring about the epidemic. Oh, so here we go again. So they're accusing them of poisoning the wells, bringing forth the Black Death and everything. And see, here's the thing. This is the 3rd, 4th, 5th article that we've covered this year about this, and it's not just one event, so there's multiple. So that just makes me wonder, did this all start because of one false accusation and it just mushroomed because as soon as one thing started, and then somebody else who hates the Jews or whatever can use it to justify this unjustifiably, or were they really poisoning wells? Because there's, when you really look into various faiths and everything, the Jewish faith, in their belief, it is acceptable to lie, poison, and even kill non-Jews. It's in their books.
Well, you can say the same thing about, it's perfectly acceptable for a Muslim to kill a non-Muslim.
In their belief, yes.
In their belief, yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a supporter of Muslim either.
No, I know.
Because of things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything about Christianity doing that. I don't know. I'm not studying things. But to my knowledge, that's how the Jews are. That's how the Islamists are. Maybe that's how the Christians are. But so far, we're at 2 out of 3. And it's not good. Anyway, moving on up to 1331, King Stefan Uros III, after months of anarchy, surrendered to his son and rival, Stefan Dusan, whom succeeded as King of Serbia. His son and rival. I can't imagine being a rival to you. I mean, I would have to, lower myself so much.
Oh.
It's kind of like the Lex Luthor line,
sat right into that one.
It's kind of like the Lex Luthor line. Like, do you have any idea how much power I have to give up to become president? 1415. Oh yeah, I forgot to put this in the underbar section here really quick. So, let's see, what was this called? The Chinon France massacre. Let's just call it a massacre or whatever, right there. So yeah, this link and all our links we collect throughout the show will appear in the underbar description below after the live stream. Until then, we already have a lot of cool things down there, including one limited to links to our various sources, the music in the background, handful of other cool things. What else do we got here? 13, we got that one. 14, 15. Portuguese expedition under King John I attacked the Moroccan city of Ceuta and took it a day later, beginning Portuguese overseas expansion. Huh. It's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do that. We'll get to that here in a little bit, but right here just show... Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to read. Henry the Navigator led the conquest of Ceuta from the Moors, marking the beginning of the Portuguese Empire in 1415. 1434, exploration of Africa. 1488, this just shows... Like, if you want to pause and read this, viewers, you're welcome to. But we're going to move on up for ourselves here. 1541, Ottoman Turks under Suleiman the Magnificent, because of that amazing hat of his, captured Buda, the capital of the Hungarian kingdom, and went on to dominate central Hungary for 158 years until the 1699 Treaty of Karlowitz. And let's not forget that, what was it, yesterday we covered that Hungary was founded as a Christian kingdom, and now it's been an Islamist one ever since this.
And it was a Buddha.
No, not Buddha.
That's the capital, but
the city is B-U-D-A. It's not Buddha. Is B-U-D-D-A-H.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's not named after.
Not one in the, I just assumed it was.
No.
The city was named after Buddha.
I don't think so, but I'm not saying it wasn't, but I really doubt it. 1560, future Danish astronomer 14-year-old Tycho Brahe became interested in astronomy after observing a solar eclipse. And he later became one of the largest names in astronomy, Tycho Brahe. I've read that name many times. 1573, Spain began the siege of Alkmaar in the Netherlands. 1598, deed of transfer proclaimed the Netherlands' independence. All right. 1673, King Louis XIV donated 600 books to found the library of the Académie Française. Okay. Moving on to 1680, Pueblo Indians took possession of Santa Fe in the New Mexican province from the Spanish. All right. During the Pueblo Revolt. 1703, the Edirne incident. I don't know, can't pronounce this for the life of me. Turkish army ousted Sultan Mustafa II, replacing him with his brother Ahmed III, reducing the power of the Sultan. 13 years later, in 1716, 7th Ottoman-Venetian War. The 7th Ottoman-Venetian War.
Wow.
So we're talking about the Ottoman Empire and Venice, which at the time they were their own city-state or whatever.
Right.
They're an economic powerhouse because of their, their navy. Because of their
water.
Not because of their navy, but because of their commerce. Yeah, the water. So, the arrival of naval reinforcements and the news of the Battle of Petrograd forced the Ottomans to abandon the siege of Corfu, thus preserving the Ionian Islands under Venetian rule. We spoke about when they started the siege of Corfu a while ago. That sounds familiar. 1760, so going from 16 to 6D, the church, later Cathedral of Our Lady of Candlemas of Mayagüez, was founded in Mayagüez, Puerto Rico, establishing the basis for the city's foundation. All right, this is a pretty large version of that image, but this is what I was right there. Now, what's interesting about the whole thing is, when you find something, you find it, And, there's a whole conspiracy about, if you look at this, this was founded, that was founded. Well, it's not because it was started, it's because they found it, and then they took possession of it. That's why they use the word founded, not constructed. So, once again, Ayo's Conspiracy Corner. Yeah, so.
Things are, they use the word founded a lot, too, when something's established.
No, I understand what it means.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, it doesn't mean what we think it means. What I'm saying is, what you're saying is the commonly known, word.
Yeah.
It is not that. It is it's a doublespeak. It's a way for us to think exactly, what you said. I used to think the same way.
Okay.
As I said, now, I'm not saying, I used to think the same way. Well, the conspiracy goes, and as I always say, I'm a subscriber to a lot of beliefs, but I don't, fully believe, this over that, because everything you know in the world, like, mostly is all hearsay. So unless you personally experience something, you don't know for sure what anything is. Truly. So, like, as I said, the whole thing with the founding thing, there's a conspiracy out there that they use that word intentionally as a doublespeak, so that way they're not lying to us,
Right.
but they're not telling us straight up everything, on their docket. Like, there's a whole thing about, the whole elites, like, they cannot straight up lie to us because there's, like, karmic retribution. So if they tell us without telling us, then they put the ball in our court, then it's suddenly our fault for being too ignorant to know what it is that they're talking about.
Yeah, I got you.
So, anyway, 1722, King Gustav the Third of Sweden completed a coup d'etat by adopting a new constitution and installing himself as an enlightened despot. How does that work? Ending 50 years of parliamentary rule. How are you an enlightened despot? What? How does that work? 1781, a jury in Sheffield, Massachusetts, granted two slaves, Bet, later Elizabeth Freeman, and Braun their freedom after Freeman brings the case to court. Okay? In 1791, enslaved Africans in St. Dominique, led by Duty Boukman, held a voodoo ceremony that became a pivotal act of resistance. This gathering sparked a mass uprising against slavery, marking the beginning of the Haitian Revolution. I kind of wish that they didn't bring voodoo involved in there, but 1808, Battle of Vimeiro, British and Portuguese forces led by General Arthur Wellesley defeated French force under Major General Jean Andoche Junot near the village of Vimeiro in Portugal, the first Anglo-Portuguese victory of the Peninsular War. Another war here. 1821, Jarvis Island was discovered by the crew of the ship Eliza Francis. Okay. 1831, former slave Nat Turner led an uprising against slavery. So Nat Turner led black slaves and free blacks into rebellion in Southampton County, Virginia, which will claim the lives of between 55 to 65 whites and about twice that number of blacks. Nat Turner's, rebellion. 1841, so, from 21 to 31 to 41, so we're jumping, decades every time here. John Hampden patented the Venetian blind. All right, so there it is.
Me? There you go.
Yeah. So many things.
Yeah.
Like
take for granted someone had to invent it.
Well, not even take for granted, but we don't even think about it.
Yeah.
When was the eraser attached to the pencil? We've covered that.
Yes, we have.
When was the pencil invented? We've covered that. So, when was the pen invented? We've covered that. Questions.
And we're still waiting for you to disappear.
Well, I can't do that, but what I can do is turn a pencil into,
rubber.
See, it's rubber now. 1842, Hobart, Tasmania, Australia was declared a city. Okay, pretty cool. Good old Hobart. It's telling me to image search that, so I'm going to do that really quick. Okay, here's what Hobart looks like. I just saw this, though. Look at that advertisement for the blinds. Why is the Lux patent Venetian blind? The Lux blind, a restful shade to all the world. They even have an angel blowing a horn, and they have cherubs with presenting the blinds. This is hilarious. Oh, they freaking a Zulu warrior in the corner. Why is he there? What the hell? Wow. 1856, United States' first consul to Japan, Townsend Harris, arrived in Shimoda, traditional Japanese date, July 21st, 1856. 1858, first Lincoln-Douglas debate in Illinois. Frederick Douglass?
Huh?
Frederick Douglass?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the first of the Lincoln-Douglas debates was held in Ottawa, Illinois. Huh.
Wasn't he running as a vice president to a woman for president?
Yes. Yes, he was. Frederick Douglass was.
So him and Lincoln had a debate.
But Lincoln was running for president. Why would the vice president?
I don't know.
Why would
maybe he wasn't running yet. I don't know.
I have no idea. But yeah, you're right. Frederick Douglass was a running mate. But it wasn't Republican or Democrat. It was a third party.
Yeah.
So no. I'm telling that to the viewers because we covered the first woman of a major party, but we already have had the first woman ever to be running for president. That was like in 1858 or whatever. I think right here, or probably not 1858, but I don't remember. Huh? Hold on a second. I'm gonna look this up here. Frederick Douglass running mates. Victoria Woodhull was the
There you
lady
go,
I'm talking
yeah.
about, and her running mate was Frederick Douglass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, once again, that
You know
makes
how
it,
progressive that was for 1858?
that blew my freaking mind, dude.
Yeah.
Like, 1862, the Vienna Stadtpark, the first public park and garden in Vienna, Austria, opened its gates. All right. And I looked this up, and this is beautiful grounds, but there really isn't any good view of the gardens unless that is it. You know, but I can't imagine that being it, although there's a sign that says something Garten. So I guess it's not that big. But, like, this looks very Disneyland-ish.
Yeah, it does.
You know? So, 1863, Lawrence Massacre, also known as Quantrill's Raid. 450 Confederate guerrillas led by William Quantrill with William T. Anderson and Frank James attacked the Unionist town of Lawrence, Kansas, killing more than 150 unarmed men and boys. Wow. Leave it to the Democrats to be terrorists. 1878, the American Bar Association organized in Saratoga, New York, Saratoga Springs specifically. We also have Surrey wicketkeeper Ted Pooley completed a first-class cricket record of 8 stumpings in a county match against Kent at the Oval. What, is he hitting people against a tree or something? What's a stumping? Is he buffooning people? Like everybody's buffaloed? I'm stumped. Oh, where'd the ball go? You know, what's a cricket wicket, you know, before tea and after lunch? You know, what the freaking hell? 1879, the Virgin Mary, along with St. Joseph and St. John the Evangelist, reportedly appeared to the people of Knock, County Mayo, Ireland. What a name, County Mayo. Like, you know, like...
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, I know. Like, is there, like, you know, a province of ketchup, a kingdom of mustard? Like, yeah, the locals of Knock County, Mayo, Ireland, of Knock County, Mayo, Ireland, reported their having seen an apparition of the Virgin Mary. The apparition was later named Our Lady of Knock, and the spot transformed into a Catholic pilgrimage site. Yeah, Knox. 1883, an F5 tornado struck Rochester, Minnesota, leading to the creation of the Mayo Clinic. More Mayo. So what's with Mayo today? Like, Cinco de Mayo happened a while ago.
Well, there is a Mayo Clinic.
Yeah, I know. So
I don't know if it has anything to do with this or not. I
No,
can't
no.
imagine its roots go back that far.
Well, I mean, like the Mayo Clinic, yeah, this is the creation of the Mayo Clinic, but I don't think it has anything to do with County Mayo in
yeah.
Ireland.
Yeah.
So, 1888, Canadian inventor William Stewart Burroughs patented the adding machine.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh.
you're correct with that. Oh,
Yeah.
why is
that
this?
isn't
No, oh, that's 1944. Why?
You're in the thumbnail, but wrong picture.
Yeah. Did I not put it up here? I guess I didn't. Oh, because it was too big. Yeah, hold on. So if I open this new tab, yeah, that's why. Okay, I forgot to put it in. So that the adding machine right there.
Yeah.
There it is. 1895, Henry Morton Stanley made his maiden speech in the UK House of Commons as a member for North Lambeth in a discussion on Africa. 2 years later, Oldsmobile was first manufactured by Olds Motor Vehicle
Yeah.
Company in Lansing, Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah. 1901, the Baltimore Orioles pitcher Joe McGinley was suspended from MLB for punching and spitting on umpire Tom Connolly. In the previous day's 5-2 loss to the Detroit Tigers, the lifetime suspension was reduced to 12 days. What's with spitting in baseball, dude? Like, this is like the 7th article we've spoken about. Can they not, like, what the hell? I mean, like, is it because they're used to, like, chewing tobacco and, like, you know, like, with the baseball and all that
Has
stuff?
something to do with that, yeah.
And then now they just spit on people? Like, gross. We also have a 600 Stadian school teachers, Thomasites, arrived in Manila on the USAT Thomas. What? What is this? I'm going to look this up here really quick. Thomasites. Okay, I've never heard of this. Newly occupied territory of the Philippines on the U.S. Army Transport Thomas. The group included 346 men and 180 women, hailing from 43 different states and 193 colleges. Okay, what was the point? They arrived in the Philippines to establish a new public school system to teach basic education.
Why not teach?
Well, yeah, but they wanted to teach the white man's teachings. You know? Like, are they teaching, like, according to us or according to the Philippines? Are they teaching Philippine curriculum? I don't think so. I don't know about this. So
Maybe they're teaching according to Christianity.
Well, that's even worse because now you're trying to indoctrinate religion to an entire different people. You know, I'm all for helping other people, but it doesn't seem to happen without pushing some kind of agenda. 1911, the Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre Museum by Italian decorator Vincenzo Perugia, later recovered in 1913. Yeah, he was a Louvre employee.
Wow, so he got away with it
for
hid it
about 2 years. Yeah. Now, didn't we just cover like several days ago, like some 2,000 objects or whatever stolen from the Louvre over several years from some Louvre museum guy?
I don't know what it was, but something was stolen in the Louvre. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a bunch of stuff. Something's. 1912, Francis Carter Cotton was chosen as the first chancellor of the University of British Columbia. Cool.
Ooh.
2 years later, French offensive along the Sambre River in the Ardennes, Belgium, so during World War I, the Battle of Charleroi, a successful German attack across the River Sambre that preempted a French offensive in the same area. Huh. 1 year later, Italy declared war on Turkey in World War I. 1918, during World War I, the Second Battle of the Somme began. 1925, during, Dutch football club FC Emmen was formed in the town of Emmen in the northeastern province of Drenthe in the Netherlands. They are now 101 years old. So, 1 century ago, 1926, Chicago White Sox pitcher Ted Lyons no-hit the Boston Red Sox 6-0 in just 67 minutes at Fenway Park. Pardon me. The uprising against Greek president and dictator Pangoulos led to the arrest of Pangoulos and returned to power by Contreras. 29, Chicago Cardinals became the first professional football team to train out of town. All right. 1930, prohibition of you're finished. What? Like wire. I'm trying to pronounce this word without accidentally saying the N word here. Wiringer mirror. That's my best shot right there. What is this? It's a polder. What the fuck is a polder? A former municipality in the Netherlands. What's a polder?
It's a guy that uses a short pole vault. Short stick for a pole vault.
No, it's a low-lying tract of land that forms an artificial hydrological entity enclosed by embankments known as dikes. The 3 types of polder are land reclaimed. Oh, so it's like it's an area for farming or for agriculture or something.
Yeah, it's probably lower than sea level.
Yeah, maybe. Well, no, I mean like this.
They have dikes and
this specifies. The 3 types of polder are land reclaimed from a body of water, such as a lake or the seabed, floodplains separated from the sea or river or lake, marshes separated by the surroundings. So you're right, it does sound like something like that.
Yeah.
So let's see, WEIRINGERMEER. Throw that link in there, and just for good measure, let's throw polder. Just because we're learning all sorts of things today.
A miniature pole vaulter.
You are incorrect with that. 1931, Yankee slugger Babe Ruth became the first MLB player to hit 600 career home runs as New York defeated the St. Louis Browns 11-7 at Sportsman's Park. I wonder who the second one was, though. You know, I was asking who the first one is, so who's the second?
Well, he's been surpassed by his record now.
Absolutely. Oh. 32, Cleveland Indians pitcher Wes Ferrell was the first to win 20 games in each of his first 4 seasons. That's impressive. 38, Italy barred all Jewish teachers in public and high schools. That's not nice. 39, attorney Samuel Tucker organized a peaceful sit-in at the public library in Alexandria, Virginia, in an effort to grant black patrons equal access. 5 young men were arrested for disorderly conduct. No trial was ever held, and charges were officially dropped 80 years later, and the community builds a separate facility nearby. 80 years later? What the? Wow.
You notice the date on the Jews being banned from public school?
38, in conjunction with Hitler and everything. Yep. Nope. Yeah, of course I saw the date. So, 1942, Mom's Time. Transport 22 departed with French Jews in Nazi Germany, so that's once again a bad Mom's Time. And even worse, for me personally, Walt Disney's animated movie Bambi, based on the book by Felix Salten, was released.
Oh, geez.
And it's not worse for me because it's Disney. It's worse for me because in the first 5 minutes of that movie, the mom frickin' gets shot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We're talking about Mom's Time, and now we're talking about an orphan deer.
Here's what, to your point with Walt Disney, if you look at that, people think Walt Disney Bambi, of course.
Yeah.
No, it's a book from Felix Salten.
Yes. Well, as I said before, every single thing Disney owns was either stolen, which is what what they did in the beginning. But once they got enough money, they just started buying people out. So there's nothing original about Disney, not even Mickey Mouse. That was stolen by Disney's friend in another animating studio. He stole his friend's idea, made Mickey Mouse, and then now, like Disney, he knows how to market it. But he was not a creator at all. Like, everything Disney has ever done is plagiarism. One way or the other. It's stolen, it's bought, it's not original. 42, during World War II, German soldiers planted the Nazi flag on Mount Elbrus in the Caucasus. Yikes. 43, Japan left the Aleutian Islands. Alright, sayonara. 44, Battle of Falaise, Normandy, led by Polish Armored Division and 1st Canadian Army, is the largest encirclement on the western, here it is, largest encirclement in the Western Front, leading to the surrender and capture of the German 7th Army. So Canadian-Polish units captured the strategically important town of Falaise, Calvados in France. Now, do you know what an encirclement is?
Only in wartime.
Well, that's what this is. This is World War II.
Yeah.
But like right here, you see the red line right here?
Yeah.
That's the front. So you have U.S. down here, and you have British up here, and then there's a Canadian right there, and then these are German, and then the SS Corps over here, but they encircled them.
Yeah.
So
that's what I say. I only know it in terms of war.
Yeah. 1944 as well. Raid on Jewish Children's House in Secretan and Saint Mandy. There's a really good book out there called 20 and 10. This book here, it's a good read. It's about a school teacher or whatever, or orphanage. I don't know. She had like 20 kids. Or whatever, or 10 kids, I don't remember. Like, it's one of those numbers.
Yeah.
So it's like it's either 20 or 10 Jewish kids that appear, and the other number is for the non-Jewish kids. It was during World War II and all that stuff, and the Nazis came, doing an inspection, and like all the Jewish kids were under the floorboards and all that stuff, and it's a good read. Like I believe they all survived. So I remember it being one of my favorite books back in high school. 1944, Dumbarton Oaks Conference, prelude to the United Nations, began. Boo! 45, U.S. President Harry Truman ended the Lend-Lease program. Will no longer need it. War's over. We also have physicist Harry Daghlian was fatally irradiated in a criticality accident during an experiment with the Demon Core at Los Alamos National Laboratory. So, are you aware of what the Demon Core was?
No.
So you know about the little boy atomic bomb on Hiroshima, the fat man on Nagasaki. There was a third bomb that we were in the process of building, and ultimately Japan surrendered and everything. But we got as much as the core done. Hence the word Demon Core. Now we had this all we needed was to build the casing, but essentially we had the bomb ready and all that stuff. So instead
I don't remember that being any part of what do you call it? The movie.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Well, that's later. Like they got the first two done, and then they were in the process of making a third.
I think they would have made a mention of it. I don't mean they had to.
No, because the movie Oppenheimer was all about the testing and the build up, not the aftermath.
Yeah.
This is but right here, this is a scene from a movie. But that's what you see right here. You see whatever this metal is, and this metal, something to do with radioactivity and all that stuff. But if it gets closed, then there's nowhere for the atoms to go, so it goes critical, and then it can explode and all that stuff. So, and right here, this is what we were talking about: criticality accident, irradiated and all that stuff. I think this is what they were doing, because this is the Demon Core right here. And they're fucking around with it with screwdrivers. They're trying to see how close they can close the lid before it goes critical. So right here, let me zoom ahead of here really quick.
Got it.
Right here. Look at all these bricks of lead. And those are all,
Yeah.
he's hiding behind everything,
Yeah.
and he's like reaching way over, like, you know, to mess with that screwdriver, so that way he's not getting direct line of sight. Radiation explode. He's fucking around with an atomic bomb with a screwdriver, you know. And inevitably, see, like right here. Hold on a second.
Wait, everybody back.
Every back. See, he's trying to, for whatever reason, whatever they're testing, they're trying to see something or whatever. But then somebody screws up right here. And then now you have a reaction. He just yelled critical. Now everybody in that room is dead. I think only one survived or something, but yeah, this guy would eventually not make it. Anyway, Loons time, except it's 1948. Cleveland Indians' 47-inning scoreless streak was broken as future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Bob Lemon yielded a home run to Aaron Robinson in a 3-2 loss to the Chicago White Sox. 49, Canada's largest earthquake since 1700 struck the Queen Charlotte fault below Haida, Kauai at 8.1 magnitude, knocking cows off their feet. Time out. Cows don't have feet. They have hooves.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like feet have toes. You
Yeah.
know, like, you know, cows don't have toes. You know, they have hooves. I find that sentence.
How about just saying knocking cows over?
Yeah, you know, this is just utterly ridiculous. Utterly. You know. But you want me to cheese it, don't you?
No.
49. Anyway.
You're milking this one.
Moving on. 49. Philadelphia fans caused the A's to forfeit the game when they riot over a trapped line drive by Richie Ashburn, with the Giants leading 4-2 in the ninth inning, declared winners. 53, baseball player representatives Ralph Kiner, National League, and Allie Reynolds, American League, hired labor leader John Norman Lewis for $15,000 to give legal advice to players in negotiations with team owners. While that was going on, Marion Carl and Douglas Skyrocket reached a record of 25,370 meters, and that's what that is right there. That's that aircraft. So we looked that up here really quick. But what is this in freedom units? Meters to feet.
It's going to be way up there.
Let's see here. Whoa, 83,234 feet. That is way up there. Absolutely way up there. Heck. I wonder, this is a jet, I wonder how they got the oxygen pressure all the way up there to sustain flight. It's wild. 55, Chicago teenager Emmett Till arrived in Monee, Mississippi to visit relatives a week before he is murdered. Yikes. I seem to remember this guy. Yeah, we've done shows. I know for a fact by this time last year, you and I, we were doing shows like this, but not every day.
Yeah.
But we spoke about this guy's murder.
I've seen that picture.
Yes. And I remember talking about Money, you know, Mississippi. Age 14, kidnapped and lynched. You know, and blacks today think they have it bad. They don't know what bad is. You know, go back 50 years, you'll start getting a clue. 57, the first launch of the R-7 Semyorka rocket, an intercontinental ballistic missile, the first intercontinental ballistic missile, in Baikonur, Kazakhstan. Later, you know, the Baikonur Cosmodrome later became that. So, yeah, the at long-range test flight of the R-7 Semyorka, the first intercontinental ballistic missile. And there it is. There's a photo of it lifting off. And I actually have Soviet footage of this thing. So now, like, we all know, like, you know, ICBMs are on those trucks and everything. But this is like the very first one. This is amazing but horrifying history that we're witnessing right now. The very first intercontinental ballistic missile. Yikes. Oh. What else do we got here? 1959, Hawaii became the 50th U.S. states. Right there.
Yeah.
So United States President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed an executive order proclaiming Hawaii the 50th state of the Union. Hawaii's admission is currently commemorated by Hawaii Admission Day. And the things that we did to get Hawaii as a territory, as a state, you know, like, we are just nasty.
I remember that.
This horrible stuff. Yeah, you were around when you were born when there was only 48 states. That's kind of that's crazy to think about. You know. What else we got here? It's 1961. Stadium country singer Patsy Cline recorded struggling songwriter Willie Nelson's song "Crazy" in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, Yeah, this one here.
I didn't know it was a Willie Nelson song. I guess I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
That's Willie Nelson?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
A very young Willie Nelson.
Like,
The guy's like 95 years old now.
Well, yeah, I know, but like he's a freaking like stoner. Like seeing that as Willie Nelson is like, I forgot who the guy was, but it reminds me of the guy who played the bicycle.
Oh.
Like
And
Frank Zappa. Yeah, he looks so tidy.
Yeah.
You know, like
61.
yeah. Oh, whoops! I forgot to put that. Oh no, I put it in here. Good. Okay, did I put it in the music channel though? I think I did. Just gonna double check here really quick. Music channel. There it is. I did. Okay, good. What else do we got here? Moving on up to 61. Kenyan political activist Jomo Kenyatta was released from jail after 9 years, having been imprisoned during the 1952 Mau Mau Rebellion with other nationalist leaders by British authorities. Yeah, Jomo Kenyatta, the founding father, one of the founding fathers of Kenya, and I'm not sure, but I think the Kenyatta family are still in. It's not a monarchy. They do get voted in and out, but like very much like George Washington. He was he's basically like the George Washington of Kenya, or something like not to say like he crossed the Delaware or anything like that, but like
not.
you know what I'm saying. So what else we got here? In 1962, Vern Gagne defeated Mr. M or Dr. X in Minneapolis to become NWA champion, National Wrestling Association, right?
I guess.
Yeah. 63, martial law was declared in South Vietnam following raids on Buddhist pagodas. So the Zhao Loi pagoda raids, the Army of the Republic of Vietnam, special forces loyal to Ngo Dinh Nhu, brother of President Ngo Dinh Diem, vandalized Buddhist pagodas across the country, arresting thousands and leading to an estimated hundreds dead. Wow. 65, Gemini 5 was launched in orbit carrying astronauts Gordon Cooper and Charles Pete Conrad. We also have Romania adopted the constitution. The Socialist Republic of Romania was proclaimed following the adoption of a new constitution. The Crusher defeated Mad Dog Vashon in St. Paul to become NWA champion.
The Crusher.
The Crusher. Well, you're the Crushinator, with plastic. 66, the Beatles headlined their second show of the day at Bush Memorial Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri, after playing in the afternoon 341 miles away in Cincinnati, Ohio, following a rainout the night before. So I wonder if this is with those, the 32 shows in 31 day thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the same...
Although one was a rainout, so I don't...
But they do a show, rainout or not, they travel 341 miles and they do another show in the same 24-hour period, or same day, not even 24-hour period, the same calendar dates. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing that. 1967, China reported the downing of 2 U.S. bombers. 1967 as well, MLB Kansas City Athletics utility player Ken Harrelson became baseball's first free agent when he was abruptly released by the team after he reportedly referred to team owner Charlie Finlay as a menace to baseball. 68, after 5 years, the Soviet Union once again jammed the Voice of America radio. Thank you, by the way. 68, PFC Private First Class James Anderson Jr. was the first black Marine to receive the Medal of Honor in the Vietnam War. Posthumously, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
well, he still got it.
Yeah.
His family was recognized.
Yep. 1968, the Warsaw Pact forces completed their invasion of Czechoslovakia by arresting Czech leader Alexander Dubček and forcing him to sign the Moscow Protocols. So we have, during the Cold War, Nicolae Ceausescu, leader of the Socialist Republic of Romania, publicly condemned the Soviet-led Warsaw Pact invasion of Czechoslovakia, encouraging the Romanian population to arm itself against possible Soviet reprisals. That's what you gotta do. 68 as well. Now, this is no longer on either source, so it could be a migrated article. William Dana reached 80 kilometers, the last high-altitude X-15 flight. 80 kilometers. So I wonder, like what is that in miles or whatever? 80 kilometers to miles. Let's see. So he was up there, 49.7 miles. Wow, that's like in space. 1969, first Gap clothing store opened at Ocean Avenue, San Francisco. Of course, it opened in San Francisco. The Gap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Widening the gap in your wallet. 1970, the Social Democratic Labor Party, SDLP, was established with Gary Fitt as its first leader of the party. What country, though? Like, 1970. Where is it? Here, 1970. Northern Irish. Oh. Wow. Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland. Put that in there. 71, a bomb exploded in the Liberal Party campaign rally in Plaza Miranda, Manila, Philippines, with several anti-Marcos political candidates injured. 72, British dock strike ended after dockers accepted an amended Jones-Addington agreement. Like, I'm going to look up this agreement, but, like, how long was the strike? How many involved? Like, over what? Like, numbers. Oh, here we go. The end of the 1972 British dock strike. If this is going to give me anything here. Okay. Well, this is going to give me all this stuff, so let's see here. 1972 British dock strike. So if anybody wants to let us know the semantics of this, it'd be great. Let us know in the comment section. Speaking of comments, nothing on YouTube. Anything on Rumble? That is not Rumble. There's nothing on Rumble. Alright, what else do we got here? 1972 as well. First hot air balloon flight over the Alps.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's getting some elevation.
Yeah, it is. Check out that.
Wow.
It says first flight over the Alps, 1972. Too bad, we have a corporate, defecation all over this beautiful image right there. So.
Do you think that was actually the photo in 1972?
I'm not sure. That's what the title says. Yeah. So maybe it is, maybe it's not.
We'll take
I don't
it from
know.
there, then.
Yeah. 72 as well. Grace Slick was maced by police when a band official called cops pigs.
Gracie Slick.
Oh, Gracie Slick. Okay.
Yeah, from the Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah. Maybe we should bring stuff like that back. If you start verbally insulting police, they just pepper spray you. It's not impeding on your First Amendment rights. Just stop calling cops pigs. You don't like them, fine, leave. 72, U.S. Orbiting Astronomy Observatory in Copernicus was launched. Pretty cool. 3 years later, Rick and Paul Ruschel became the first brothers to pitch a combined shutout. The U.S. eased the trade embargo against Cuba. 3-truck pileup killed 10 and injured 26 on a French highway. Yikes. 76, Al Bimbury hit 17 inside the park home run in Oriole history. The 17th one. Okay. So it wasn't his 17th, it was the Orioles. So Al Bimbury hit 17th inside the park home run in Oriole history. Battle, East Sussex. Mary Langland became the first British firewoman. Okay. 76 as well. Operation Paul Bunyan began in retaliation for the Korean axe murder incident 3 days prior, deploying 110 troops, 27 helicopters, and 3 B-52 bombers to the Korean demilitarized zone to cut down a poplar tree blocking the view of U.S. observers. Remember we were talking about?
Yeah.
And I think we had a full carrier strike group as well. Daring the Norks to open fire again. We spoke about this the other day. The Fat Electrician has a really good video on this, and a lot of videos about this event all over the place. But yeah, the U.S. launched Operation Paul Bunyan to cut down a tree located in the Korean demilitarized zone because it was blocking the view of an area. They sent in tanks, special forces, various other vehicles, Taekwondo experts, soldiers with M16s and grenade launchers, helicopters, artillery, all to cut down one tree. One. Because the freaking Norks were going to be stupid. 77, a Stadium water skier Donna Patterson Bryce set women's high-speed record at 111.11 miles per hour at Long Beach, California. That's a lot of ones right there.
That's flying.
Yeah.
You're on a ski going 110 miles an hour. Are you kidding me?
111.11 miles per hour. 1978, release of the first homosexual-themed telefilm, Matt Lovick versus U.S. Air Force, based on the true story of Leonard Maltovich, a U.S. Air Force sergeant who was discharged from the Air Force for being a homosexual. Well, don't ask, don't tell. 79, Mets win a protested game against Astros 5-0. What, protested? What does that mean? A protested game?
Yeah, well, you can protest a game if there's a bad call.
Oh.
And, yeah.
Okay.
You can protest a game.
Well, the way that this is written is like the game itself is being protested during the game. Like,
Well, they may have protested it, but it will go to arbitration after that. Now they have instant review, so they settle it right now.
oh, okay. We also have Russian Bolshoi ballet dancer Alexander Godunov defected in New York City, joining the American Ballet Theater and worked as a film actor. Huh. So a lot of people defecting.
Yeah.
Huh. 1980, British drummer and band co-founder Bill Ward quit Black Sabbath for the first time. How many times did he quit? Like, obviously more than once. We also have People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. PETA was founded in the basement office in Tacoma Park, Maryland. Well, of course, they're all like in there, like how can we kill as many animals as we possibly can? Let's pretend to be an animal, conservatives, but just lethally inject everything. The PETA as an organization has killed more animals than any other organization in all of history. Like, I would even say combined. PETA is murderous. So, what were you going to say?
No, it's fine. You covered it.
Oh, okay. Like, you were going to say the same thing?
Similar.
Well, I want to hear what you had to say.
No, nothing. Keep going.
People for the eating. There we go. Now, I'm a member of PETA, but of this PETA. People for the eating of tasting animals. Steak. Nothing better than milk, which is filtered blood. Give me the blood of the animals. Pork, chicken, death. 1982, Milwaukee Brewers relief pitcher Rollie Fingers became the first pitcher to achieve 300 saves. Nice. Yeah. 82 as well. Lebanese Civil War, the first troops of a multinational force landed in Beirut to oversee the Palestine Liberation Organization withdrawal from Lebanon. 1 year later, we have 110 degrees Fahrenheit, or 43 Celsius, recorded in Fayetteville, North Carolina, state record. Philippine opposition leader Benigno Aquino Jr. was assassinated at Manila International Airport, which is now known as Ninoy Aquino International Airport, in his honor. Huh. I don't know what to think about that. Like, how would you feel if the place that you got killed in was renamed in your honor? Like, I don't know.
In your memory, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
like the incident, but in his memory.
I mean, when you think about it, Christians with
silly, yeah.
When you think about Christians with their crucifixes and everything, well, I mean, you're a follower of this, this half-naked, bleeding, dead Jew on a hunk of wood.
Man,
that's what he is. He was Jewish, right?
Yes.
And he died.
Yes.
Was anything I said factually incorrect?
No, it's just ugly.
Well, I'm trying to push a point here.
Yeah.
But this is a symbol of that religion.
Yeah.
If somebody made a religion after me, I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want the image of it to be my dead body. That's kind of weird. But whatever. So. Let's see here, 1983, we got that one, 83 as well. Jerry Herman's musical La Cage aux Folies, based Jean Porcher's French play of the same name, or based on, opened at the Palace Theater, New York City, running for 1,761 performances, winning 6 Tony Awards. It is no longer another source, so it could be a migrated article. 85, Stadium Mary Decker Slanley ran a mile in a world record time of 4 minutes, 16.71 seconds in Zurich, Switzerland. It is the 3rd time she held the record. Dude, bravo. You go, girl.
Do you remember she was the one in the L.A. Olympics that got tripped and fell on the track?
Oh, she was?
Yeah, that's the same person.
Oh, wow. 85, New York Lotto paid $41 million to 3 winners. The numbers were 14, 17, 22, 23, 30, and 47. Okay. 86, Ian Botham took his world record 356 Test cricket wicket against New Zealand at the Oval. 86, Lake Nyos volcanic eruption in Cameroon released a poisonous cloud of carbon dioxide, killing 1,746 people and 3,500 livestock. Other source says, carbon dioxide gas erupted from volcanic lake Nyos in Cameroon, killing up to 1,800 people within a 20-kilometer or 12-mile range. Red Sox Spike Owen scored 6 runs in a 24-5 rout of the Cleveland Indians. Wow, that's a drubbing.
It is.
Surnames, Ronnie Brunswick's Jungle Commandos killed 2 government officials. That is not good. With 2 outs in the 6th inning, the Red Sox scored 11 runs. Wow. Stephen Schwartz and Charles Sturros' musical Rags opened at Mark Hellinger Theater in New York City, running for 4 performances, receiving 6 Tony Award nominations. How do you receive 6 Tonys in just 4 performances? And this is no longer another source. And it's kind of interesting, though.
That's kind of weird.
The play is named Rags, but they never got to the riches. You know? Ayo's time! Gonna get through my life in less than 10 minutes.
No.
1987, Dirty Dancing, a film directed by
there you
Emil
go.
Arellano and starring Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey, opened in the U.S.
Oh, I didn't know it goes that far back.
Apparently. I'm just like, I'm about 8 months, actually no, I'm 7 months, no, 6 months older than...
Well, anybody that was born here was just plain old. Well, I know I am.
Clean Laundry, the first U.S. Marine Court-martial for spying, was convicted. Mac Lobel set harness racing's trotting mile record at 1 minute 52. Silic
You know what
Horner...
trotting is?
Yeah, of course, you know.
Yeah, that's with the basket on the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Silic Horner swam the women's world record in the 100-meter breaststroke, 1 minute 7.91 seconds. You know, like that's a cherry, not trotting. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's probably the speed, you know, trotting and everything. But that's how fast I got, you know, when I was, a kid, you know, in Camp Buckaroo, being trained how to ride a horse.
Yeah.
Like, I don't only get to trot. Like, I never felt secure to go any faster than that. So, in 1988, the 6.9 MW Nepal earthquake shook the Nepal-India border with a maximum Mercalli intensity of 8, severe, leaving between 709 and 1,450 people killed and thousands injured. That's a huge discrepancy there. 89, Voyager 2 began a flyby of Neptune. 91, a conservative coup in the Soviet Union was crushed by popular resistance led by Boris Yeltsin in 3 days. Yeah, this is the 3rd day covering this. So,
Yeah.
we also have Latvia declared its independence from the USSR. They declared renewal of its full independence after its occupation by the Soviet Union since 1940.
There's something about Latvia yesterday, but obviously maybe it's a little different.
I think this might have been it, actually. 92, U.S. Marshals moved in on Randy Weaver's cabin in Ruby Ridge, Idaho to apprehend him on firearms charges. An 11-day standoff ensued. Yeah, Ruby Ridge.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know exactly why, but I that's in my head, and I know it was nasty.
Yeah.
So,
And I don't remember a whole lot about it either, but you're right.
you know, let's look this up. Ruby Ridge. Oh, Ruby Ridge standoff. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was a siege of the Weaver family home in Boundary County, Idaho. The USMS, United States Marshal Service, came to arrest him. Yada yada. The charges stem from Weaver's sale of a sawed-off shotgun to an undercover federal informant who had entrapped him into shortening the firearms barrel below the legal minimum length. Okay, that's wrong. Like, this is such a setup. Let me reread this. The charges stemmed from Weaver's sale of a sawed-off shotgun. So, an undercover federal agent went to him, solicited to him to buy something, and then told him to do something even more illegal. Okay, first off, selling the gun is illegal. Number one. Number two, because you know unlicensed and everything. Number two, telling him to do an illegal modification. They're setting this guy up to you know the federal people should be thrown in jail forever.
Not the first time the feds have done that.
Disgusting. Yeah. So Ruby Ridge.
They just didn't expect an 11-day standoff.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get a lot worse if they keep pushing us, the people, like this.
Can't forget, but he may have been killed. I'm not sure.
I think so. 93, NASA lost contact with the Mars Observer spacecraft. 94, the last French troops pulled out of Rwanda, ending their highly controversial mission. And I wonder what the mission was. I'm going to do a surface level scratch of the article really quick. Like, what was it? Operation Turquoise, huh? 94, yeah, okay. So I'm going to throw this in here. If anybody can look this up. Operation Turquoise. So, if anybody can let us know why was it a controversial mission, why were they there, a brief summary, let us know in the comment section, that'd be swell. 94 as well, Typhoon Fred ravaged Chinese county Zhejiang, killing 700 and more between today and tomorrow. So 700 plus were killed by Typhoon Fred. It doesn't sound, like Typhoon Fred. Oh, we get Typhoon Fred. It killed over 700 people. Oh shit.
Yeah.
And we're going to get another one of these in a little bit here. 96, in Venezuela, a subsidiary of state-owned Petroles de Venezuela, PDVSA, Corporation signed a Memorandum of Understanding, an MOU, with U.S.-based ARCO. That does not sound good. 96, Netscape Browser 3.0 was released. 97, Typhoon Winnie. Typhoon Winnie. It's Typhoon Winnie. Killed 140 people. Oh. And injured 3,000 in East China. Wow. First Fred, now Winnie. Yikes, such calm names with impressive kill counts. Huh. Like, that kind of reminds me, hold on a second, Doctor Who kill counts. I just gotta play this scene here really quick. So, hold on a second. Let's see, where is this? Right here. Back here.
Hi, do me a favor. The fatality index. Look up the doctor.
You have an entry, just like any other sentient being.
Under cause of death.
You do seem to have an impressive record of fatalities credited to you.
Now, what's really interesting, you're hearing all those clicks. That's not it going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's adding a digit.
Oh.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're already 1,000.
Yeah.
Another 3, you're at 1,000,000. So just
Okay.
these are all people who were killed by Doctor Who. Just listen to the clicking.
Where are you going? He's unarmed.
These are all digits, like trillions, quadrillions, like incomprehensible amount of numbers that the Doctor has been attributed to death. 97, U.S. government forced the closure of Hudson Foods due to E. coli outbreak. That would do it. Boycott Hudson Foods. The Marvel superhero film Blade, starring Wesley Snipes, was released. All right, good old Blade. 98 as well, P.W. Botha was found guilty of contempt for repeatedly ignoring subpoenas to testify before South Africa's Truth and Reconciliation Commission. He was the guy, the apartheid guy.
Yeah.
D. Clerk is the good guy. P.W. Botha is the bad guy. And this sounds so familiar, does it not? I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Found guilty of contempt. We're going to be talking about that motherfucker later on. Anyway, in the year 2000, Stadium golfer Tiger Woods won the 82nd PGA Championship and became the first golfer since Ben Hogan in 1953 to win 3 majors in 1 calendar year. Epic. 2001, This Is How You Remind Me, single released by Nickelback. Dude, I don't know, I liked Nickelback. Now, I never cared, about, music and all that stuff. I'm a weird person.
Yeah.
But, for whatever reason, everybody hated Nickelback and everything. But when I first heard about this band, I first heard Nickelbath.
Oh.
So, and I'm like, oh, the shop, and Nickelbath and everything. But this song here, this is a good song. What's his name? And this is how you remind me. Yes, great song. 2001 as well, NATO decided to send a peacekeeping force to the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. I wonder why. Just going to do a surface level scratch of that article really quick. So, peace support operations in North Macedonia. Okay. So, let's just see. North Macedonia peace operations. I misspelled Macedonia. There's supposed to be an A, not Macedonia, Macedonia. There we go. Let's see here. What else do we got? In 2001 as well, the Red Cross announced that a famine is striking Kazakhstan and called for international financial aid for Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. All right. 2004, Estonian super swimmer Michael Phelps won his 6th gold medal of the Athens Olympics, even though he did not swim in the final of the men's 4x100 meter medley race. The U.S. won in a world record time of 3 minutes 30.68 seconds. Nicholas Massou and Fernando Gonzalez won the men's doubles tennis at the Athens Olympics, defeating the German player Nicholas Kiefer and Rainer Schluttler in 5 sets. It is Chile's first Olympic gold medal. Good job, Chile. 2004 as well, South Africa clinched its second Tri-Nations Rugby Series on points differential with a 23-19 win over Australia in Durban. The Wallabies scored 3 tries to 2, but Percy Montgomery landed 5 goals for the Springboks. Whatever the heck that means.
No clue.
The archery competition concluded at the Athens Olympics with South Korea dominating by winning 3 out of 4 gold medals. The venue is the Panathinaikos Stadium where the 1896 games were held. 1896.
Wow.
It must have been like the very...
I can't imagine they're held in South Korea in 1896.
Athens Olympics. 2007, Hurricane Dean, the first storm since Hurricane Andrew to make landfall as a Category 5, made landfall in Costa Maya, Mexico, with winds at 165 miles per hour. 2008, after winning the event in Athens, Jamaican sprinter Veronica Campbell-Brown won consecutive 200-meter Olympic titles, defeating Stadium Alliston Felix by 0.19 seconds in Beijing. While that was going on, Stadium pair Misty May Tianner and Carrie Walsh dominated China's Tian Jia and Wang Ji 21-18, 21-18 in the beach volleyball final to repeat their gold medal from Athens. They didn't lose a set in the competition.
Yeah, they were 2 all-time greats.
Yeah.
Beach volleyball's a 2-person team.
2008 as well, Dutch swimmer and cancer survivor Martin van der Weijden won the inaugural men's open water marathon, 10 kilometers, in 1 hour, 51 minutes, 51.6 seconds at the Beijing Olympics. Cancer survivor, man, epic. Striker Carly Lloyd scored in extra time as the United States defeated Brazil 1-0 to win the women's football gold medal at Beijing Olympics. 2010, New Zealand clinched their 10th Tri-Nations Rugby Series with 1 match remaining, scoring 2 tries in the last 3 minutes to beat South Africa 29-22 in the first ever test at FNB Stadium in Johannesburg. 2 years later, 20 people died from the Ebola virus in the Democratic Republic of the Congo in one day. That's kind of unbelievable there. In 2013, hundreds of people were reported killed by chemical attacks in the Ghouta region of Syria. 2014, Israeli airstrike in Rafah killed Mohammed Abu Samala, Raid al-Attar, and Mohammed Bahram, 3 of Hamas's top commanders. We also have, in 2015, European refugee crisis. Germany made it easier for Syrian refugees to claim asylum by suspending their Dublin regulations. Here we go. This is how it started 11 years ago, And now look at Spain. The camel's nose, as you like to say. First British unmanned drone hit a UK citizen outside a conflict. Oh. ISIS fighter Reynad Khan in Raqqa, Syria. Wow. Drone warfare now. Going on for over a decade.
Yeah.
Pretty wild. We also have a terrorist attack on a train between Amsterdam and Paris was thwarted by 4 passengers overpowering the gunman. Hey, look at that. No police were involved and it was thwarted. Yeah. It almost seems as if we give the power to the... Or if the citizens retain their power, not even give the power to the citizens, but if we stop taking the power from the citizens, they can actually solve the problems. No fucking way! 2015, after 108 years, a message in a bottle put in the sea by UK Marine Biological Association was announced on a beach in Amrum, Germany. We covered this a little bit yesterday. I'm not sure if you were here. We were talking on the phone.
Oh.
It was about this time, like a 100-year-old message in a bottle. It was weird. I didn't know what to think of it because it was saying something about it not being 100 years old. Because that is not from 100 years ago, that text.
No, it is not.
And it's all saying, oldest message in a bottle found more than 108 years on, but this says 71. That's not 100 years ago, by any means.
No.
So I don't know what the hell this is. 2016, Brazil won its 3rd Olympic men's indoor volleyball gold medal at the Rio Games with a 25, 22, 28, 26, 26, 24 victory over Italy. 2016, Kevin Durant scored 30 as the U.S. retained the Olympic men's basketball title with a comfortable 96-66 win over Serbia at the Rio de Janeiro Games. I don't like that right there. It's, where are you? Right here. I see the number of the beast. I see what they're doing here.
What are you talking about?
666, 96-66. And there's a whole theory out there that professional sports, not just wrestling, but baseball, basketball, soccer, football, like everything is all scripted. Because even there's apparently there's a video out there of Shaq and Kobe. They're doing an interview or something, and Shaq said NBA stands for nothing but actors. And 2016, the 31st Summer Olympic Games closed at the Estadio Macarena in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. 1 year later, Chile's constitutional court approved a bill to ease the country's total abortion ban. Destroyer USS John S. McClellan collided with an oil tanker near Singapore, leaving 10 missing and 5 injured. And that's what this is.
Yeah.
So that's that collision right there. You're asking me if that was like a bomb or something?
No, it wasn't.
Like, do you want to repeat your question just for the audience so that way people...
Well, I just wondered if it was the one that Iran came up to one of our ships and blew a hole in the side, and they were in a little blow-up dinghy.
Yeah, I remember that. But like I pointed out, if you looked, it's not an explosion.
Yeah.
It's an impact hole,
Yeah.
not not an explosive hole or something.
It almost sank it.
Yeah. 2017, Johnson & Johnson was ordered to pay $417 million to a woman who developed ovarian cancer after using their talc-based products. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson, Bayer, Monsanto, all these big companies, they're trying to kill people. Look it up. 2017, London's Parliament clock, Big Ben, chimed for the last time before a 4-year restoration process for its tower began. And we covered when they finished it earlier this year,
Okay.
in 2021. We also have a total solar eclipse was visible from North America, the continental United States, all right. 2018, Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull called for and won a leadership vote 48-35 over Home Affairs Minister Peter Dutton. Okay. California Representative Duncan Hunter was indicted for using campaign funds for personal expenses, including holidays and a flight for a pet rabbit. But did he actually do that? Was he actually indicted? Did that actually happen? Or is this leftist propaganda? And also, didn't the Obamas spend a lot more money, taxpayer money on personal extravagant vacations and everything?
I don't know.
So.
And we also Biden with his son.
Yeah.
In Ukraine.
Yeah. We also have Michael Cohen, President Trump's personal lawyer, pled guilty to charges including making illegal payments at the direction of Trump to women with whom Trump had affairs. Is this true, or is this more propaganda? Is this misinformation? I'm not a Trump supporter, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And are these articles even true, or are they trying to artificially generate history here? We also have Paul Manafort, former Trump campaign chairman, was convicted on 8 counts of fraud in federal court in Alexandria, Virginia. Once again, is this true? Seems to be a lot of swings going on around Trump here. So, water ice was first detected on the moon by India's Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft between 2008 and 2009, and findings published by scientists. All right. 2019, 75,155 fires, individual fires, caused by land clearing are burning in the Amazon rainforest, the most ever recorded, according to Brazil's National Institute for Space Research. Yeah. How is that even possible? I understand the world is big, but how can you have 74,155 individual fires burning in one localized forest in the whole world, let alone all over the world? At once. 2019, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was named the highest paid actor for a second year in a row, earning $89.4 million. And, not one penny went to the Lahaina Maui fire victims. The opposite happened. People who donated to the Lahaina victims, a lot of that money went to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and to Oprah Winfrey and everything. They're still screwed over there. 2019, the Lahaina people, that is. 2019, German Chancellor challenged British Prime Minister Boris Johnson to find a solution to a no-deal Brexit in 30 days during their meeting in Berlin. 2019, Nigeria went 3 years without a case of polio in a landmark step toward the eradication of the disease. Epic. Yeah. 2019, U.S. President Donald Trump said Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen is nasty to him over his interest in buying Greenland and canceled his trip to Denmark. He's a nasty man. He doesn't want me to buy his little country, and we're going to build a wall. Make Mexico pay for it. 2020, Canadian actress Lori Loughlin was sentenced to 2 months in prison along with her husband for her role in the U.S. college admissions
I
bribery
remember
scandal.
that.
Yeah, I do too.
They pulled some strings to get their kids in
Yeah. Oh.
at SC.
Yep. Canadian golfer Scotty Scheffler made birdies on 4 of the final 5 holes to become the 12th player in PGA Tour history to shoot a 59 in the second round of the Northern Trust at TPC Boston.
Actually, it was worse than that. The Longley or whatever her name is, they actually got him in on scholarships.
Oh, wow.
Athletic scholarships, which means
Wow.
that took 2 scholarships
Away from people who actually deserved it.
people.
Yeah, that's terrible. And, it's people like Lori Loughlin should be publicly executed. No more of my tax dollars going to pay for her way in prison. I want her swinging from a tree. So, 2020, Korean pop group BTS released the single Dynamite, the first video to be watched more than 100 million times in 24 hours on YouTube. Wow, the brain rot is real. 2022, House of the Dragon, the prequel to Game of Thrones, starring Brady Constantine, Matt Smith, and Emma Diarchi, premiered on HBO. Whoop-de-doo. Wasn't he one of the doctors, Matt Smith? Could have sworn Doctor Who. Yeah, he was, okay.
Oh, good.
I thought he looked familiar. So. 2022 as well, Massey Graham won the funniest joke at Edinburgh Fringe with, "I tried to steal spaghetti from the shop, but the female guards saw me and I couldn't get pasta." That's a joke and needs a little bit of more sauce.
Boy.
Yeah. 2023, Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario in Nintendo's video game, retired after 27 years. 27 years of what? Going, wahoo! It's me, Mario! Oh, what a tough job. Man, he must have had it so rough. What a bitch. 2023, Saudi border guards are accused of killing hundreds of migrants, shooting them as they tried to cross into the country from Yemen, in a report by Human Rights Watch. 2 years ago, Afghanistan's Taliban regime issued new vice and virtue laws banning the sound of women's voices or singing in public and traveling anywhere without a male escort. Yikes. And women, think that they have it rough here. They pass a law where you can't even talk. Are you kidding me? Wow. 2025, a 1642 will, so the year 1642, a will at the center of a legal battle over Shakespeare's home was found after 150 years in an unlabeled box at the National Archives.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah. And that's what this is right here. It didn't make the thumbnail, but that's the will. 150 year. Well, it was found after, but this is from 1642.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we also have, last but not least, 2025, just this time last year. Egyptian authorities unveiled parts of a 2,000-year-old sunken city submerged off the coast of Alexandria, including buildings, statues, artifacts, and an ancient dock. Wow.
Huh.
Yeah. And that's these are
I see. Okay.
some of the
Yeah.
artifacts.
Yeah.
At least that's what this suggests here. 2,000-year-old sunken city and everything. So yeah. And this is a 3,400-year-old sunken city. We've covered this. I remember seeing this here. So anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underground description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. And these links will appear down there in about 5-10 minutes or so after the end of the live stream. Anyway, what's the code word today for people to let us know that they're still watching up until this point in the comments section?
The
Code word.
Yeah. What's the rocket here? I can't think of the name.
ICBM.
Yeah, ICBM. Thank you.
Put ICBM in the comment section. That's a bit of a violent comment, but yeah. Let us know that you're still watching. Anyway, a lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion between two sources. It is up to you to find the artifacts of our history, but only if each individual reaches out with and for open mindfulness, with a yearn to learn, to see outside what you think you know, to grow and find enlightenment. We have to find common ground with those who see their opinions differently from our own and find a better way to be better to one another. In this past hour and 14 minutes, we have covered all 37 pages. All of these, articles all happen on this calendar day throughout all these years, believe it or not. Anyway, we do have other shows. We have a news show every Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, tomorrow. And the first Sunday of every month, we have IOYO, I'm okay, you're okay. 3 p.m. Pacific Time. For your dose of As Events Daily, we stream this show at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Moon.
And you, viewer, are you. Thank you so much for joining us. And until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 subs, and subscribe. Toodles!